Hello, everyone. Today we are going to dive into a real cultural duel. In one corner of the ring is the grandeur and drama of Baroque, and in the other is the lightness and playfulness of Rococo. Let's take a look at how Europe completely changed its views on art, music, and, of course, fashion in just 100 years. How monumentality gave way to coquetry. Amazing, isn't it? So, think about it. What could possibly be common between, say, the golden drama of Bach's music and the pastel airy ruffles of Rococo dresses? At first glance, it seems that there is nothing at all. But it is precisely in this sharp contrast that the key to understanding an entire cultural revolution lies. How did it happen that in just 100 years, fashion and music underwent such a dizzying revolution? Let's find out. So, let's start with the era that set the tone for everything, the Baroque. And this, is not just some style in art, no, it is a whole worldview that was created to demonstrate absolute power. At the very heart of the Baroque lies the idea of, let's say, a demonstration of power. Absolutely everything was created to impress, to dazzle, to emphasize power. It didn't matter whose power it was, the power of the king at Versailles or the power of the church in huge cathedrals. Art at that time was, in essence, the language of power. And this language spoke in the language of grandeur and, of course, drama. And this philosophy, of course, manifested itself in absolutely everything. Take, for example, the music of Bach or Handel. These are extremely complex sound structures, full of tension. And fashion? Fashion went hand in hand with it. Just imagine, heavy velvet, brocade, deep, rich colors, red, gold, black. And the silhouette itself was very strict, monumental. It seemed to force a person to carry themselves with special dignity, emphasizing their high status. Well, as we know, nothing lasts forever. And so, this heavy, serious Baroque style was replaced by its complete opposite. Let's move on to the next stage and see how everything changed with the advent of Rococo. And this was, in essence, a real rebellion against all this austerity. And do you know what the key change was? The scene changed, so to speak. All the action moved from the giant cold halls of Versailles to small cozy Parisian salons. Art was no longer created to inspire awe in some faceless crowd, oh no. Its purpose was to charm, entertain, and engage in light conversation among a small circle of friends. And the main values became lightness, flirtation, and, of course, personal pleasure. And, of course, this change in values immediately affected style. Music, for example, by Rameau, became elegant, full of all kinds of small embellishments and gallant motifs. And in fashion? Light silk and satin now reigned supreme. The palette changed to soft pink, blue, and pistachio. The silhouette became incredibly wide due to the use of panniers. This gave ladies the appearance of delicate porcelain figurines, ready to whirl around in a dance or begin flirting. So, we have looked at two completely different worlds. Now let's bring them face to face, so to speak. Let's look at this contrast in all its glory. I think this table sums it up perfectly. See for yourself. Mood, we have moved from drama and power to playfulness and flirtation. Music, Bach's complex, almost mathematical music has given way to Rameau's light, graceful melodies. And fashion, of course, heavy, contrasting fabrics have been replaced by airy, pastel dresses. It was a complete, 100% revolution. But this contrast is especially striking when you look at the silhouettes. The Baroque silhouette is, in essence, architecture. It literally builds the figure, making it imposing, almost like a monument. The Rococo silhouette, on the other hand, is more like a decoration. It is designed for play, for coquettish movement, to charm from close range in the intimate space of the salon. So what is ultimately behind this whole aesthetic revolution? Was it just a change in fashion trends? Of course not. It was a reflection of something much, much deeper. You see, the decisive moment is this: both art and fashion were merely mirrors reflecting tectonic shifts in society itself. Europe was slowly but surely moving from the era of absolute monarchs, where duty and strict hierarchy were paramount, to the age of enlightenment. And there, completely different things came to the fore. The value of the individual, reason, and, of course, personal freedom. So, ultimately, this battle between Baroque and Rococo is not about a dispute over taste. It is a vivid story of how the values of an entire civilization changed. It is the story of the transition from a world ruled by duty to a world ruled by feelings. Friends, like, click on the bell, and subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on new historical facts.